California just passed a law banning ICE agents from wearing masks. The law itself is really popular, but is it legal?
This is actually super interesting and would make for a great law school exam question. So, first of all, the new California law bans masks for all law enforcement working in the state, both state and federal officers. And it also has all these exceptions.
The law is definitely enforceable when it comes to state officers, but when it comes to federal agents, there's a big problem. That's because the Constitution says that federal law is supreme to state law. And if a state law conflicts with federal law or even interferes with federal duties, then that state law is invalid.
So even though there's no federal law saying that federal officers can wear masks, the feds would argue that masks are a necessary part of their federal duties, and so state law can't interfere. They'd say that the masks are needed for future undercover operations, and also to protect agent identity, likely pointing to things like the recent shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas. And case law would support the feds here.
All that said, this is still a tricky situation, because on the flip side, the 10th Amendment gives states broad power to control what happens within their territory. And the feds aren't always immune from everything a state says. For example, they still have to comply with state traffic laws, right?
Well, yes and no. If a federal agent needs to run a red light as part of their federal duties, like while chasing a suspect, then they're immune from that state law.
So the whole issue comes down to whether wearing a mask is reasonably necessary as part of the job.
ICE would say that it is, which means a state law can't touch that. But some legal scholars do think a court could rule differently.
Overall, DHS, which oversees ICE, has already stated they won't comply with the law. And the U.S. Attorney for the federal court in Southern California has likewise said that the law has no effect on federal agents.
There's also a practical issue here, given that a local state officer would have to enforce this against a federal agent by actually citing them for wearing a mask, which many state officers probably don't want to do.